The money is great, but the job is one that I absolutely hate. So, this is a question that I came across, and it's a discussion that I think we have probably all heard at some time or another. What do you do if you are making really good money and it affords you a certain type of lifestyle, but you absolutely hate what you are doing, right? So, one of the things that I would tell this person, or how I would want to approach this if I were coaching them, this isn't somebody that I'm coaching, but a question that was floated in front of me, is I would encourage you to take a step back so that we can take away the extremes in this situation, right? So, deeper into that question was this thought of, I don't like my job, the money is good, but what if I go back to school, find a job that pays me less but makes me happier? And so, one of the things that really stood out to me about this was that this person was operating in extremes, that a job that you hate has to be equated with a lot of money, or that a job that maybe you could really enjoy is equated with not making as much money. These are very broad things, but I would want this person to start to look in that middle space. One of the things that I think is so imperative to do, it's the work that I love doing with people, is really figuring out how do you define all of these things on your own terms. It's not going for those extremes, but it's looking in the middle and taking all of this stuff apart, right? So if we are thinking about how you would define this in your own terms, we would be wanting to ask deeper questions. So this person said that her job makes her miserable, that it makes her not want to wake up in the morning, like she is suffering here. My questions would then be around, is it the job? Because the job is the job, but there's so many different factors that go into this. Could it be the industry? Could it be the boss that she has, the team that she has? Could it be the type of work that she's doing? Like, what is it that is really contributing to this not being the right fit in the right situation for her? Basically, where are we falling out of alignment with ourselves, right? So that's one of the things that I would look for. When it comes to the question of whether she should go back to school and maybe find a job that doesn't, you know, cost her maybe as much stress but is lower paying, that is something that I would actually put on the back burner. So one of the things when I'm talking with my clients, I try to help them figure out what are the things that are going to be on those front burners. I use a lot of food metaphors, is how I roll. Roll with me. What are the things that will be on the front burners? What are the things that will be on the back burners? So what are the things, what are the pieces of this situation and we need to take apart and decide we're focusing here first, and then we're going to bring that part back into it. Because if we're looking at how we start to define these things, how we can take them apart and really break down, what is it about the situation that's making her unhappy, we might be able to see places where either she can change or the situation can change, right? Because one of the things that is so important to remember, and you will hear me say this quite often, I'm just gonna like beat it into your head, is that you get to choose the places where you give your talents and your time. And a lot of times, where we get stuck is we get so overwhelmed by all these things, or we stay in these situations so long, because I see this all of the time, y'all. We stay in these situations so long that you start to lose perspective on what are the parts of the situation that you can actually change, that you can impact, that you can say, you know what, I don't want to do this. I want to make this other decision. And we start to feel really, really weighed down. And that's when that stuckness happens. I think it is so important that when things are starting to feel awry, that you try to get in early and often, to reflect on what it is about this situation that's not feeling so great. So to back it up, summarize it all, we would want to look at breaking down what is it about the situation that's not feeling so great? What are things that maybe this person could change, that they could actually make changes to? And sometimes that might be getting out of the situation, or it might be some other factors. And we would try to look at how can we divide this problem up and divide and conquer. Put those front things first and then bring in those other things if they still need to be brought into the space, right? Please let me know in the comments. I would absolutely love to know, what would you do in this situation? Have you been in this situation before? And I'll also say that if you're someone who's listening to this and you're like, oh my God, Amber, that's me. Because it happens all the time. And I think there's actually a feeling of guilt that comes with this, because if you are in a role that is high paying, you almost feel as if you have to like it, because we know there are so many people who are not in this position, that it's okay for you to want something different for yourself. And that is 100% possible for you to get some support with this. Like, that's one of the things that I said to this person. Take the resources that you have and figure out how you can get supported, right? Okay, that's all I have for you today. If you have a career conundrum that you would love to get some perspective on, holler at your girl. Drop it in the comments, DM me, or email me at amberjadams@ambercareerstudio.com. Until next Wednesday, bye.